Hello again everyone from Tokyo, Japan, and welcome back to Two Wheels in Tokyo. It's Wednesday morning and I'm on my way to the wellness center near Tamachi station, which is in another part of Minato City. So I'm going there to check my progress from my health exam earlier this year. Japan is a pretty interesting place. They have, nominally speaking, a national healthcare plant here, which I kind of like, or actually I like it quite a bit. It's healthcare is good. It's inexpensive. You have the option of taking part in it or not. You can buy your own insurance or you can just pay out of your pocket. Healthcare in Japan is not expensive, but if you're a part of the national plan like I am, you find out that a lot of Japan's healthcare system is based on, preventive maintenance, and so every year I get a coupon for a free comprehensive health exam, and every year, sometimes twice a year, I go and I have this done. And after you have the exam done, they usually give you counseling about how you can improve your health. That is, they don't find anything which is very wrong with you, and luckily I'm reasonably healthy, but of course here in Japan nothing is perfect. So they said that I could stand to lose a little bit of weight and improve my diet and lifestyle, and now that it's some months later, I'm going to the wellness center to update them with my progress. And as a reward for taking part, they're supposed to give me a free water tumbler. I was actually supposed to have this done in June, but for some reason not enough people showed up for the June event or signed up for it. So it was put off until today, 3 months later, which makes it about 8 months since my health exam. So I've had plenty of time to clean up my act, or at least I hope so. Since my health exam, I've lost, I believe, about 24 pounds in weight. My blood pressure is 116/79, which I don't think is bad for my age. Heart rate is good. Overall I feel pretty well. And I think cycling has been a great benefit to get me into this current shape. In January was, of course, the end of the holiday season, and Japan, as like with anywhere else, you pick up weight during that season. And at the end of February, I started cycling pretty seriously, and it had a positive effect on my health. So hopefully they'll be pleased with the progress I made. Little road construction here. Okay. Tokyo, as always, is a busy place. It's 9:05 right now, so past the peak of the rush hour, but it's busy here regardless. left Roppongi. Now I'm going through the area called Azabudai. Passing by the Tower Plaza. Tall building which we're passing. Probably can't see it on the left side. Tallest building in Japan right now. I think of it as the Azabudai Tower because it's a tower in Azabudai, but its official name is the JP Tower, Japan Post Office Tower, because it was built on the location of the old main post office in the area. And Japan Post Office kind of wants to keep the name. They're not a government agency, they're privately owned here in Japan, so they are, I guess, interested in marketing their name. And passing out of Azabudai, and down the hill to the right would be Azabu Juban, or Azabu number 10. Shibaura is close to Tokyo Bay. Shibaura is where Tamachi station is, and should only take me 15 minutes or so to get there, we'll see. Decided to take the scenic route today and go by Tokyo Tower and the Zozoji Temple down toward Hamamatsu. It's really hot and humid here. Last week it was cooler and I was looking forward to the end of the heat and humidity of the summer, but as luck would have it, the heat and humidity came by and it's pretty nasty now. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be really bad later on. It'll be nice and sweaty when I get down there to the wellness center. In that direction is the Edition Hotel, and that area is called Kamiyacho. This is the area where the big foreign community lives in Tokyo, where all the embassies and such are. We passed the Russian embassy on the way here. Over to my left, little ways, would be the embassy for Saudi Arabia. Various other embassies in the neighborhood. On the positive side, it means that the stores here sell a lot of food and stuff for the foreign residents who live here. Tokyo Tower on the right side, and neat garden hills. It's interesting to look at Tokyo Tower. Too bad I can't show it to you because I'm in a hurry. But it was at one time the tallest structure in Tokyo, and when it was built, most of Tokyo was 2 stories. There weren't a whole lot of tall buildings in those days. The thing about riding a bicycle, I can go places here where cars can't go. We're riding by the Zozoji Temple grounds, the birthplace, or excuse me, not birthplace, but resting place of most of the Tokugawa shoguns. It's actually not their original resting place. They used to be buried up by where Tokyo Tower is now, on a place with a nice view of the city. But in those days, Japan wasn't so appreciative of the Tokugawa shoguns and didn't think twice about digging them up and moving them to a lower place and building a telecommunications tower on top of their original resting place. the most important one of all, Tokugawa Ieyasu. He's not even buried here. He's buried in where is it? In Nikko. Nice place. And I think I'll go ahead up to the next light and turn left, and we'll just keep passing by the Zozoji. Zozoji is a cool place. They have, of course, the big temple here and various sub-temples, and the Tokugawa cemetery, and this place where they have the big Tanabata Star Festival for Minato City every year. And here we have Shiba Park over here on the right side. When my daughter was little, she used to come here to play a lot with her best friend. We don't have a lot of kids stuff here at this park, but they'd like to come here anyway. Collect crow feathers, there's lots of those around here. But they have other events inside the Zozoji. They have various classes for cultural things. Sado, which is the tea ceremony, and Shodo, which is calligraphy and poetry and things like that. These activities are more popular with retired people, but they also have activities for kids. For people my age, they don't have a lot to do, but it's still nice to be able to come here. Oh boy, is it hot. Yesterday I went cycling around Yoyogi Park on the cycling course, and it's okay to go there on hot days because it's mostly in the shade. But coming out here in the sun, on top of the heat and humidity, is not very pleasant. Those two buildings up in the distance, that should be the ones that are under construction up there. Should be close to where we're supposed to be going. We have a cycling lane here. Very rare thing in Tokyo. Not that it means much, you're completely free to park on any cycling lane in the city. Will the taxi stop? Didn't give him a chance. Sometimes you just gotta go. Avenue. It's nice to be able to name an entire main street after your insurance company. Now the place we're going to, or I'm going to, you're not going there, you're just riding along. It is next to Shibaura Park, and one of the zillions of government buildings they have here in this part of the city. Minato City is one of the, I guess, more better off cities in Japan. It's mostly residential, but has a lot of headquarters buildings for various companies here. The good thing about living here is that services are very good for non-Japanese, so they have a lot of stuff available in English and other languages, which is a lot different than other parts of Japan. My Japanese is good enough to get by, but it's still nice. Being able to use English removes a lot of complications and mistakes. So anyway, I've got my funny little navigation here, but with all the buildings around here, it's pretty much useless. If I look at the screen right now, it just shows my bicycle like going this way, that way, forward, backward, up, down. Okay. Good thing about a gravel bike is being able to go downstairs. I didn't know there were stairs there. I've never been in this tunnel before. More new things to see. I can smell the sea. Up there ahead is the white building is the Intercontinental Hotel at Tokyo Bay, which is right on the water side. And up further ahead would be the Hamaruku Garden, which was in former days known as the Detached Palace. It was kind of the seaside place where the shogun and his family and retainers could come and relax by the sea. In those days, most of Tokyo Bay wasn't filled in, and so the sea was actually quite close. And further ahead beyond that would be Tsukiji Fish Market. Now my iPhone navigation is completely useless here. It's not working at all. But the station I'm going to should be somewhere up this way. I'm going under this Yurikamome line, which is an elevated train line here in Tokyo. Robots train. Hamamatsu Station. I used to work from time to time in the building over here, passing on the right side. Beyond that would be Shimbashi Station. Yeah, got switched up and took a wrong turn, but no big deal. We'll get there. That's the problem that I sometimes have when I rely on navigation. Sometimes I find that it works better if I just simply follow my nose. It takes me to the right spot. At least you'll get another look at the main entrance, what is known as Shiba Daimon. Daimon means great gate. Beyond the great gate is the main temple. Beyond the main temple is one of Tokyo's famous buildings, the Mori Tower, which is in Roppongi Hills, which is right next to where I live. At least I'm in the shade here, so it feels a lot cooler. All right, let's go. McDonald's in the Cafe Renoir. The Cafe Renoir is very popular around here. A friend of mine had come out from England, and we went on a walk from Asakusa to here, and pretty good walk, 25,000 steps. He's actually a pretty good walker considering his size. And he went home from there, and I had another 5,000 steps or so to get home. Yeah, Tokyo is a very walkable place. You can walk like crazy here. It's very interesting. Things look kind of the same, but they also look kind of different. And like each district and each neighborhood has something interesting to look at and enjoy. It's an elevated highway here, which goes toward Bayshore route. You can cross the Rainbow Bridge and head toward Chiba, or pretty sure it says this way. You can turn right and go toward Haneda Airport. And if you're going the other way, that can take you West Tokyo or all the way out to Kawaguchiko or Mount Fuji. This is one of those areas where I hate to drive a car. Really glad I'm on my bicycle. My daughter used to go to my gym, and sometimes we'd come to the one which is located in this neighborhood. And it's a series of complicated one-way streets and stuff. Very easy to get switched up, and the buildings around here, just like my phone, car navigation doesn't work very well. And then there are elevated highways which go over the surface streets, and your navigation can't really tell which road you're on, if you're on the highway or on the surface street. So it's really wacky. Shiba San Chome. Cho is like for a town, and Mei is like I, so the eye or center of whatever part of town. So this would be the third town center in the Shiba area. Okay, and I have to go toward the left here. This is the road which goes to Shinagawa Station. And there's a place up here which has good cupcakes. All right, so far so good. Should be another tunnel up here which will take me. Nice little park here, good kids park. I like the ones which have fountains for the kids. G10 that's what it means. There's a guy walking on it, but it's supposed to be for bicycles. Very bicycle friendly area. And I'm supposed to be going into this place. This really rusty train line here is the monorail, which goes to Haneda Airport. There's the Shinkansen on the left. Alrighty, I'm going to park my bike illegally here and go inside, and hopefully I won't be in long. Alrighty then, I finished the lecture. Kind of noisy here with all the trains. Shinkansen, the monorail, the local trains, and everything else. Yes, completed the seminar, lecture, whatever it was, and it wasn't bad. So apparently I'll survive. My health appears to be pretty good. I didn't think I was in bad health, but thankfully cycling regularly for the last 6 or 7 months has had a positive effect on my health. Besides losing 24 pounds, I've lost about, I guess, 9 centimeters off of my waistline, which is always nice. And blood pressure and everything are good. I'm still what they consider a little bit overweight by Japanese standards, but standards here in Japan are a little bit different than what they are in other places. Japan, thin is in. And now I gotta find my way home here from this part of the Minato ward in Shibaura. Shouldn't be too hard. As long as I'm pointed in the right direction, I should make it. I won't rely on the navigation this time. So basically what happens is they bring up your records from your physical exam, and then they make some basic measurements before the seminar. They measured my waist, my weight, my height, and then they put me on a machine which will measure my body mass index and all of that. And then we were given a questionnaire and asked about what things of our current health lifestyle we plan to keep. For example, an exercise activity we normally do, like walking the dog every morning, or other things like that. And then there are things which you would like to try. So you have to make a list of items that you want to try to change, to improve your health or lose weight or whatever else it is. And then after that, you have to come up with problems that you have which are affecting your health and which you need to address. And of course I plan to continue cycling the way I am right now, the way I have been, so that's something I will definitely keep. And I walk a fair amount each day, which helps. I have a dog who has to be walked a couple of times a day, and I pretty much, anywhere I don't go to on my bicycle, I usually walk to. That's the life here in Japan, lots of walking, and cycling tends to be a more efficient way of getting around than driving. Public transportation here isn't bad, but it's quite crowded. And luckily I don't have to use it much because I work from home, so basically the things to keep are my usual walking and continue with cycling. Problems I have. I go to bed too late each night, which is a great thing. It helps to have more sleep, or at least enough sleep. I definitely don't get enough of that, so that's a problem which I have to take care of. Another problem is my diet. I have improved my diet in a number of ways. I've cut down on bread and rice, and eating more meat, fish, and vegetables. So those are good things. But maybe I drink too much beer and too many soft drinks. Soft drinks are just something I use to give myself a kick when I'm out riding and to cool down in the summertime. They really hit the spot better than just water. And though I have lost 24 pounds since the beginning of the year, had I quit drinking soft drinks, and speaking of soft drinks, there's a reminder of soft drinks. And had I not been drinking beer, I'd have probably lost 30 kilograms by now, or excuse me, 30 pounds. Kilograms would be nice, but I don't want to lose that much. I'm not going to go back by the way of Tokyo Tower because that's a really steep climb. On the other hand, I think about it, the only way to avoid the climb is to go all the way down to Akasaka and come up that way. And whatever energy I would use up on the climb here, I would more than use up riding all the way to Akasaka. And there are all the little statues of children there holding their pinwheels in their hats. And these are for children who died in childbirth and such monuments, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them here at the Zozoji Temple. Very popular with tourists taking pictures of them, but they don't really know the story behind them. And there's a few hundred more of them up on the left. And coming up again on Tokyo Tower. I hate climbing up toward the tower because it's so steep. But looks like my timing is hopefully good here. Let's sprint across. All right. Oh, it's not that bad of a climb. Up there is the JP Tower, as I mentioned earlier, the tallest building in Japan, until the new one they're building in Tamachi is finished. For those of you who don't know, my wife is Japanese, and her grandfather is one of the engineers who designed and built Tokyo Tower. Interesting thing. And he was an interesting person. He was a soldier during the Second World War, but not a fighting soldier. He was an interpreter. He was educated overseas and learned to speak English and a smattering of other languages while he was studying architecture and engineering. And he was captured and spent much of the war as a prisoner, and then returned home when the war ended. And he and the company he worked for were responsible for a lot of projects in Japan in the post-war wars. As you can imagine, it was a busy time since everything had been blown up and knocked down. But Tokyo Tower remains his most favorite project. All right, big intersection here at Azabu and Kamiyacho. Still super hot, a lot of tourists here. Everyone wants to come and see Tokyo Tower. Can't blame them, and the view is very nice if you go up inside the tower itself. Over in the building on the left is my dentist. Japanese guy, though he grew up in California, so his English is pretty good. Which is good because my Japanese is pretty bad. And straight ahead there is the Russian embassy. There's occasionally a protest out here. against the Russian embassy. And over on the right we have one protester. He's a Ukraine war protester. Sometimes there are 3 or 4. Japanese people aren't really big on protesting. Usually if there are any out here, they're protesting the situation about the islands in the north, which both Russia and Japan both claim. Russia grabbed a few of them in the final months of the war. Japan has always wanted them back. Good luck with that. Shady spot. If you're cycling here in Japan, there's one vehicle you must always be careful of, and that is the taxi. Seems like a lot of the taxi drivers in Japan have been around since before cars were invented. And though they are taxi drivers, they aren't really adapted to operating motor vehicles. They don't have that that reflexive skill. I often say that one of the basic requirements of being a taxi driver in Japan is that you shouldn't know how to drive a car. Taxis are responsible for the majority of traffic issues here in the city. The roads here aren't exactly dangerous, but there are numerous bumps and minor fender benders and stuff like that. 90% of which are caused by taxis. The other 10% are by delivery trucks. Most regular people don't have to worry about their car getting messed up unless it's hit by a taxi or delivery truck. This guy in front of me is operating a vehicle, believe it or not. This cart he's pushing is called a daisha, or a big car. There was a time in Japan when that was actually considered a big car, before they brought real trucks and things to the country. Stop here for a moment and then I'll go and roll through carefully. There are sometimes a policewoman up here who will comment at me if I roll my bicycle through the crosswalk there instead of waiting like a car. She never writes anyone any tickets, but she will stop in and say, you know, you're supposed to stop. And I always say, "Moshiwake gozaimasen," which means, you know, super sorry, no excuse, stuff like that. And she always smiles and lets me go. Maybe there's more to it than that, at least on her side. But anyway, let's go on. This is a pretty interesting place at night here. This stretch of street going through the seedy part of Roppongi where all the nightclubs are. It's really busy here on Friday and Saturday nights. Now it's Wednesday and Thursday nights as well. Tourists are adding to the crowds, and tourists here can come out on any night, not just Fridays and Saturdays. Projecto. Minato City. Okay. Something else I don't have to see. Alright, getting into my neighborhood in Roppongi. Not as beautiful as Kyoto or places in Kanazawa or whatever, but nice enough. Midtown on the right. Ah, Yakuza are here. I recognize that car. See, just up here on the left, there's a delivery truck just in front of that delivery truck where this Toyota is. This building, this is where these cones are. The national meeting place of Japan's Yakuza families. And it looks like they're having a meeting today, judging by the Toyota Alphards parked everywhere. The police will come here and remove the cones and kick them out. They'll come back and put up the cones and park around here again. No love lost. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'm almost home. I hope you enjoyed getting a little bit of a look at Tokyo and hearing about my experience at the health seminar. If you want to see more, I plan to make more videos as I have time to make them, so please come back. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope you tune in again soon.